She's in serious trouble, and watching her campaign deal with it as a campaign issue, to me, as a person who's been a lawyer a lot longer than a politician, is a terrible mistake. Hillary needs a really good criminal lawyer.
Yeah,
I mean,
This is important because I've been quoting.
She's in serious jeopardy.
So, former Mayor Rudy Giuliani and a prosecutor. After new questions under Hillary Clinton's use of private email, this after the group Judicial Watch, who is pursuing every last email possible, by the way, says there are big gaps in the schedule of her use of email. Tom Fitton's the president of Judicial Watch with me now. And Tom, good morning to you. What have you found in terms of what is missing now?
Well, our lawsuit, one of our lawsuits, forced out a document from the State Department. So this is a State Department document in April showing that they could not find any emails or sent or received emails in the first few months of her term of office and in the last month of her term of office, which raises questions about testimony she gave under penalty of perjury. She made a declaration in another Judicial Watch lawsuit under court order saying she directed all federal records be turned over. Well, the State Department is telling their colleagues, this is an internal email, that there's an email gap, and we want explanations as to why that wasn't disclosed back in April and to the courts.
How big is the gap?
It totals 5 months.
5 months. So is it possible,
Tom,
Tom, that she just went offline and she said, hey, I'm going to be careful for a while when I talk about this topic? I mean, that does happen, and people do use that strategy.
Well, maybe. But we were told all federal records were turned over. The State Department didn't raise any of these issues in any disclosures to the courts. You know, Bill, we're asking for discovery in at least one of our cases, and this is one of the reasons we need authority from the court to go in and ask questions and get testimony and get documents, because these questions pop up and it's like whack-a-mole with the Clinton email scandal.
Okay, here is John Kirby, Department of State. And he makes it quite clear, Tom, that they've looked at it, they've gone through it, and they cannot find anything that's missing. Listen.
We're not aware of any gaps in the Clinton email set, with the exception of the first few months of her tenure, when Secretary Clinton used a different email account that she has already advised she no longer has access to. But beyond that, there's no gap that we have seen or aware of in Secretary Clinton's email messages.
All right, now address that. No gap that they've seen, Tom. What does that mean?
Well, it contradicts the April email, and I'm looking forward to getting emails that they say they're going to release in the future showing there's no gaps. And of course, now they say there are no gaps except for the gaps in the beginning of her term. You know, this doesn't comport with what the information is that we have out there about her use of certain email accounts, about when she began using them. Because the stories are changing, and you have a State Department document saying there's a gap, and now we have a State Department spokesman saying there isn't a gap. Who are you to believe?
Do you allege that she lied and continues to?
Oh, I think she withheld information from the court for sure, and she's been cagey about what she's told the courts. She's been cagey about what she's told the American people. First, she said there was no classified information or material on her machine. Now she says she didn't send or receive it, or knowingly have anything marked that she sent, which is a big difference. The administration pretends that they got her emails. We don't believe they've gotten all of her emails. She gave them a blank server, and David Kendall, it looks like, just gave them PDF copies of the records he already gave them. There's nothing new the Justice Department has out of the Clinton administration, and frankly, Bill, one of the ways we solve this issue is by making sure that any other emails out there are retained by the government and searched as according to law. And if they've been deleted, taking steps to recover them. And we're asking a court to issue some type of preservation order to make sure that alleged personal emails or other government records that had been turned over aren't destroyed by Mrs. Clinton.
One more point. John Cornyn apparently is calling for a special counsel on this. It's new this morning. Would that happen? Will it happen? Does that help or hurt her?
Well, it ought to happen. Whether it hurts her, I don't know. You don't want to be the subject of a special counsel investigation. The Justice Department is compromised. We have questions about when and how the Justice Department knew about this email scandal, whether they covered it up. for Mrs. Clinton. They were in court last week telling the court that maybe she has the right to delete records that are at issue here, while their investigators allegedly are investigating the very issue. This is just insanity. The Justice Department has two heads on this. Maybe a special counsel will be a little bit more clear-headed and instill confidence that there's a fair, independent investigation going on, because there's no confidence that's going on now with this Obama Justice Department.
More on this to come, certainly. Tom Fitton, thank you for your time from Judicial Watch there in Washington, D.C. Appreciate you coming back here.
Thank you.